Hey everybody, this is Robert Patrick. Watch Shaun of the Dead.
Hey, what's going on? Shaun of the Dead. I got a video request. And this is a response to a video request that had a response and another video request attached to it by Warning. Warning says, "Hey, thanks for the awesome video, Shaun. It helped out a lot, and I think it's going to help a lot of other people. I'm turning 18 tomorrow, which is now today. Happy birthday." He says, "So an adult video / what things should I collect for currency and bargaining, and what kind of punishments and laws do you want to put in place for your group, and would you put them in place before the raw apocalypse, whatever happens?" To paraphrase towards the end there. So that way I didn't have to stare at the screen the whole time. I can be focused on you. Right? Right. So, let's go ahead and start with the laws and punishment thing. I can sit here and give you bylaws all day long and say, hey, this is what you need to do. But that might not be right for your community. I will tell you this. You need to have your governing unit settled. Is it a democratic republic? Is it a monarchy? Is it a council? Is it, what? Is it just a straight dictatorship? You've got to have something. I advise heavily against a council, because a council is like an act of Congress. You have 5 people that need to do a job, and they're going out to go do something. And it's like, hey, there's 5 of us. We've got some crap we need to get done. So, because we're just starting our community, we haven't saved a bunch of people's lives yet. So it's 5 of us, and we all get a vote. And I'm like, instead of me going, since I'm in charge and I'm an alpha, and I have a war council that would support me and be my advisors, which is the way I choose to go, because I require to be in charge, or it doesn't work for me. But with a war council that is willing to stand up and go, hey, I think this is the best course of action, and this is why. And they know that I respect them enough to go, that looks good, let's go with that. Now, it's on me if I choose what they chose and I get people killed. It's on me if I don't choose what they chose and I get people killed. Double-edged sword all the way around the board. It's my choice, but it's also my responsibility. So be aware if you are the leader of the group. Heavy is the head that wears the throne. And you can't be a tyrannical dictator and expect to stay in power for long. If you're doing a dictatorship, you better hope that you're the biggest, baddest mug on the block, because if not, you're not going to be the dictator for long. Dictatorships work out best in situations where either people that are in power are zealots in their favor of their dictator, or that the dictator himself is more powerful than everybody else in a smaller group setting. So that way they can impose their will upon others, and no one is going to dare push them one-on-one. So there's that. Okay? So this is the way I look at it. Okay, so set up your government. Then you set up your rules and laws. Then you have to set up your punishments. So here's what the laws are. Here's what we are going to follow as a community. And then here are what the detriments are if you do not fall within the guidelines of the community. And those have to be set in stone, and you have to enforce them to the letter of the law, period. If you waver, then things could break. So you can't just go whip up a rough draft. And then as you guys do research and you put yourself into scenarios, start watching different TV shows of survival and stuff, and put yourself in that scenario and go, what would I do? What would I do? What would I do? Were my rules still going to work here? Am I holding strong? That one's not going to work. I got a question about that. Jot it down. Let's bring it to the group. And you might have to come up with a set of bylaws. It can happen. The reason I say no counsel is because if I'm like, okay, you're going to go over there and dig the ditches. You are going to take the dead bodies and take them over to the ditches and help him cover up the hole. You're going to go chop wood so we can have firewood. You are going to go bring some water back so we can actually start boiling some water. Me, what am I going to do? I'm going to go over and I'm going to start getting, some other stuff and start building us a temporary shelter. So, break. And I feel like, I don't want to dig a ditch. I don't want to carry the bodies. I don't want to do this. And it's like, I didn't ask you what you wanted to do. I gave you a task. Go do it. All these things need to be done. We are going to do these. Period. These are all going to get done. And if people are too busy trying to switch jobs with each other, then no job is going to get done at all. So, councils, out. Unified leader, in. If you want to have a president type of situation where you have to be voted in to be the leader, and then voted out to be taken out, that's fine. But there has to be a de facto leader that is giving the orders. And has to be understanding, willing, and intelligent enough to listen to reasonable advice in irrational situations. Hence the zombie apocalypse. So there's that portion. And so now we're going to jump in currency and bargaining. Love that. I love to bargain. I'm all about the barter system. Bullets. Period. That's it. Bullets. Bullets are the best form of currency in a zombie apocalypse, or any other raw setting as far as I'm concerned. Bullets do multiple things for you. You can increment them out into smaller amounts, so you can use a bullet to buy something that's cheaper, or multiple bullets to buy something that's more expensive. So you can increment them down, up and down in size, depending upon number of rounds you give them for yourself. Something else bullets allow you to do is defend yourself against others. Somebody attacks me, I can shoot them. Something else it can do is it can provide me sustenance. I see a deer, I can kill it. Now I have food. So, bullets, that's 3 prongs right there that a bullet can do. It can be used for barter, it can be used for defense, it can be used for food gathering, and, of course, obviously, for aggressive activities. Now, if someone's attacking you, it's one thing, but using aggressive activities, so if you've got to go in there and clear out a store full of zombies, if you don't have any fracking bullets, you might be kind of stuck. So you have to have plenty of ammo so you can go in there and clear that area out so you can get as much food as possible to scavenge those resources. So you're going to have to expend bullets, currency, and more ammo to clear an area so you can gain what is inside. So bullets are key. Some people will say gold because gold's going to be important, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really down with that. I mean, unless I'm going to melt it down and use it for reloads and shoot things with gold bullets, it's fine. You can do that. Wouldn't advise it. There's no reason for it. It has a very low melting point. It's not really worth it to me. I'd rather stock up on food, water, and ammo, and make sure that all my firearm training is up to snuff, and go out and get practice and get training, and go and do drills, and spend my money on something that's going to give me that edge. Go take CPR classes, go take different first aid classes, go and take everything that I need to take to put me in a position to save your life, and maybe you can save my life because we have med kits and we know how to use them. We also know how to use each other's firearms and use them, function, and tear them down, because if all I have left is your gun and you're down, because you're unconscious or worse, and I pick it up, I need to be comfortable with multiple weapons platforms. And make sure that as a group you try to stay within a certain confine of weapons platform. If you can talk your group into choosing all ARs or all AKs or all ACRs or whatever it is you want to use, if you want to use the SCAR or whatever, whatever it is, use the same thing. You want interchangeable magazines for one, and you want interchangeable components for two. You want the similar ergonomics is for three. So, yeah, you might have a TAR, and I have an AR-15. We have interchangeable mags, interchangeable ammo, great, awesome. But one thing we don't have is ergonomics. Both guns are great, they're both functionally fine, but if I'm grabbing your bullpup because I need to use it because something new happened with mine, I can't switch my parts with yours to fix mine because you happen to be down. I just pick up your gun and continue to go. I pick it up and it's a bullpup, so I'm going to have to wrestle with learning that, training. I'm going to have to work on that. I'm going to have to go, I got to learn how to function this weapon appropriately. Okay, now I'm on target here. It's going to take me a minute to get accustomed to that, especially on mag changes. That's going to take a little bit of repetition, a little bit of training, a little bit of practice time. Now, if we're all using them, then great. Or if we get to cross train a lot and I get to use yours on many occasions to get very comfortable with it, then it shouldn't be a problem. But it's best if you use the same weapons platform, so that way everything is identical. And I can throw you my parts kit for my AR-15 and go, here, and you can go, thanks, and you can do a few things. Now, bam, you're back up and running, and we're both up there firing again. I'm not shooting by myself anymore. So, your parts kit, my parts kit, anybody, can just pull something out. Oh, sorry, my firing pin broke. Here, I got a spare. Okay, cool. You're good to go. So just little things like that help a lot. So that's some of the main things. The reason I say bullets, obviously, is they're just so versatile. People might say magazines, they might say guns, they might say, gold, or they might say jewels, they might say food. Obviously food's a given, water's a given, booze is a given. There's a lot of things out there that you need, but, I know you can't eat a bullet. No matter what the movie The Crow says, you can't eat a bullet. But you can bite the bullet. But you can feed yourself with a bullet by killing an animal and eating it. So, there's just too many benefits and no real detriment to it. Especially if you have multi platforms of firearms and you have multi-calibers. You're like, okay, well, I have all these calibers, so I should be able to find somebody that's got one of these guns, so I can stick this ammo in somebody's gun, and they'll be able to give me food, water, medical attention, something. So that's basically, the gist of what I say. Ammo is king for currency. If you have any other questions, as always, ask. Please thumbs up. And as always, subscribe.